today's video is on my go-to foundation routine. I didn't include my foundation in my last tutorial just because I did it in the first tutorial and it was just the same. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video on my current go-to foundation routine so that you guys know what I'll be wearing in my tutorials and I won't have to include it in every single video. So this is what I've been wearing like every single day. I mean, the blush will change sometimes, the highlighter maybe, but for the most part, this is what I pop on my face every single day. So, oh, and if you guys didn't notice, I got my hair cut. And I also got it colored a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty short. I was in that hair rut and I just was not happy, so here we are. So if you want to know my current go-to foundation routine, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so I just washed my face. So first I'm going to put on some moisturizer. This is the Body Shop Vitamin E Moisture Cream. And this is just the moisturizer I use all the time. And I like to put this on before my foundation. Whenever I wash my face, like if I'm washing my face and then applying foundation, I like to put this on too because you always need moisturizer whenever you wash your face. It also helps your makeup to go on smoother. Okay, so for the primer I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This is the light one. I go between this and my MAC Fix Plus. I'm just using this today just because, why not? I use both of them equally. I actually like to apply this in the T-zone because this is where the makeup tends to rub off on my face because I don't necessarily get super oily, but I mean a little bit of oil does pop up throughout the day. So I just rub this between my eyebrows, like on my forehead, my nose, around my nose, above my lip, my chin, around my mouth, and then whatever extra is left over, I just blend it into the skin. So for the foundation that I've been using every single day, all the time, is the Loreal True Match foundation. I use this in my first tutorial because this is the only foundation I've really been using. And I really like it because it is pretty medium coverage. You can get full coverage, like it's very buildable if you want a full coverage look, but just one layer of this hides my blemishes and redness and stuff fairly well. I really like this foundation because it is also SPF 17, so it does have some sunscreen in there so you don't have to apply a sunscreen before. Get on my finger and I just dot on my face. I like to do my foundation in sections, so I always start with my right side. I don't know why, but I don't like to add too much. It does look like a lot, but it's because I'm spreading it around and thinning it out a little bit. Oh god. I also like to drag a little bit down on my neck because you do not want to have a mask on your face. You want to make sure everything blends down. And I'm using the Real Techniques sponge. And I'm just pressing this into the skin. With a sponge like this, you don't want to rub, you just want to like pounce it into your skin. I love these sponges. I also have the Beauty Blender and I use that for a little while, but honestly I feel like this and the Beauty Blender is the same thing. This is just like, it's like $6 or $7. And you can get it at the drugstore. And the Beauty Blender, I mean, I don't really see a difference. This foundation doesn't really dry fast. Like, you know, there are some foundations that like, once you put it on the skin, you have to like blend it out immediately. This gives you a little bit of room to like work with it and move it around and blend it in. I use the NARS Luminous foundation. It has a long name, but it's a newer one. I use that for a pretty good while and I love that foundation. It's just, it was so hard to blend. It gives a really pretty finish to the skin, but it's just like you had to work super fast with it and it just dried really fast. And I like how this blends out really nicely and evenly. I'm being like very messy with this, but you just gotta smear it on, I mean, honestly. As long as you blend out right, it doesn't really matter how it goes on your face, in my opinion. So once I have all the foundation on, I just like to go over everything and make sure it is all blended out. There's no dots left or smudges or anything. And again, just bring it down my neck. Okay, so I recently got this product and I've been loving it. It is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. It's not a concealer, just a corrector, and it looks like this. It's just used right underneath your eyes for correcting the dark circles. My dark circles aren't very bad. They don't seem that bad to me, but this does just kind of hide the purpleness a little bit. And it's very tacky whenever you apply it. So you put your concealer on top, because like I said, it's not a concealer, it's just a corrector. So it's tacky, so whenever you put your concealer on top, your concealer sticks to it and they kind of just blend together. So I just get a little bit on my finger, just rub it around in the pot a little bit, and just dab it right here in the inner area of my eye, because that's typically where you get dark circles. So for my under eye concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser Concealer. And I like this concealer a lot. Especially if you have fair skin like I do. It's really, really nice because it's so hard for me to find a concealer that I can use under my eyes that is lighter than my skin tone and can also brighten up underneath my eyes at the same time. And this is the lightest shade Fair, and it does that for me. I'm just starting out blending it with my finger. I don't like to apply too much under eye concealer just because I think it can tend to look cakey on me if I put too much. So I just like to do a light little wash of it. And then once I have like the majority of it blended out where I want it to go, I'm going to take my sponge again and just really blend it into the skin. And if I don't have my eyeshadow and mascara and all that already done, I do like to take it up onto my eyelids just to kind of prep them for eyeshadow and everything. I also like to take this concealer on the high points of my face because it does highlight. So I do it in the middle of my eyebrows, center of my nose, middle of my chin, Cupid's bow. Just blend it out with a little sponge. I use this sponge for everything, it's so nice. Now for concealer for like my blemishes and redness and stuff, I like to use the MUF Ultra HD Concealer. This is in the shade Y23. Squeeze it onto my finger, just like a little bit. Just kind of go around where I think I need it. A little bit goes a long way with this concealer because it's pretty thick. Like it has like full coverage, but it's also really, really blendable. So once all my liquid products are on and I'm ready to start powdering, I like to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit and the banana shade right here in the middle. Just a yellow setting powder. And I know that can seem kind of crazy, like yellow. That's weird. But it doesn't look like yellow on the skin. Yellow tone powders just really help to brighten up the under eyes. So I don't use this on all of my face, just under my eyes to give that extra brightness and to also set that concealer. Because girl, you need to set that concealer or you will be creasing, and creasing concealer, not cute. I gently pat it on there and just kind of brush it away. As for the rest of my face, I just like to take my Loreal True Match powder, and this is just a matte powder. And it doesn't really add any coverage, it's just basically used to set. Like it's not like a powder foundation or anything, just a setting powder that has a little bit of color to it. I like to put a lot on my brush and get all the excess powder off. It's kind of annoying, but I don't want to just be like powder, powder, powder. Because like I said about my concealer, I can tend to look very cakey, so I like to add as a little bit amount of powder as possible as well, so it doesn't just cake up on my face. So I just lightly dust it, like I go down this area. And also because we put some concealer right there, I do want to make sure to set that. And in this area, and then whatever's left, just kind of swipe it back. Especially in this area because that's where my makeup tends to move the most. So on an everyday basis, I don't straight up contour my face. I just like to add a little bit in the holes of my cheeks and all that, just to give my face some dimension and color, so it's not all one color. But I do use my Anastasia contour kit. I like to take these. Ooh, that one would have been bad. these two. I don't try to be super precise with it. I just like to add some color. But I'm not gonna be like all down here. But I don't worry about baking or anything like that. There's some dimension going on. And definitely blend your contour or bronzer or whatever up, not down, because then it can start to look kind of muddy on your face. And then I bring it on my jawline and my neck, my forehead. See how that just like adds more dimension to my face and it's not like a ghost, because I can tend to look like a ghost sometimes. I also like to do just a little bit on my nose. Okay, on an everyday basis, I just use this e.l.f. Twinkle Pink blush, and it's just a nice pink, kind of shimmery blush. Just good for every day. It's kind of a peachy, has like peachy sparkles in it. Not straight up sparkles, but peachy shimmer. Definitely make sure to tap this off. And then just apply it to the apples of my cheeks and sweep it back. Whenever you're applying blush, you always want to apply more than you would necessarily want to wear, because blush tends to be the first thing to wear off on your face. So, I mean, don't be like huge rosy cheeks, but I always try to apply a little bit more than I want to wear, like want it to look like during the day, because it does wear off so fast. Now, lastly, for highlighter, I've been using the OFRA You Do You highlighter every single day. It's just a really nice peachy golden highlighter, and it looks really good on fair skin tone. I'm taking a Morphe M505 brush, and this is just like a fluffy blending brush that I use for my eyeshadow too, but I think it's really nice for a highlighter. And then I just apply it right here on top of my cheekbones. Ooh, girl. Yes. And I kind of bring it up here a little bit on the sides of my eye, at my temple, just like a little C. I will take a little bit on the tip of my nose, the bridge a little. And if I'm feeling extra glamorous sometimes, just right there above the eyebrow. That's for special occasions. I'm just kidding. And then I'll just take my e.l.f. powder brush that I was using and just kind of blend it in a little bit so it's not like a harsh line, like I said. And the last thing that I do whenever I'm all done with my foundation is I set it with my MAC Fix Plus. Typically I do this before I have on mascara and lashes and all that stuff, just because it can make my mascara run. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to cover up my eyes with this palette and spray my face. Setting your face with any kind of setting spray or anything locks in all the makeup, and it also takes away that powdery finish that you can get whenever you put on all your layers. Like, it makes it just sink into the face and make it look more like skin. Alright guys, here's my finished go-to current foundation routine. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you want, you can just give me a like and subscribe to me down below. That'd be awesome. You can also leave me any comments, like suggestions, thoughts, anything like that. Just leave them below in the comment bar. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! So I also liked, let's go. They're on, it's creepy.